Hello everyone, welcome once again to another Power BI related tutorial by Team Slidescope. In this part we are doing cricket data analysis and we are trying to create IPL 2025 team squad information dashboard. The tournament is about to begin in next 2 days and we have created an interactive dashboard which you can use to see squad information, who is the captain, and basically the learning elements are when we will use this as a filter, you will see both the logo and the player name getting changed. So this logo is coming from a different column. The player image who is captain is coming from a different column, and you will be able to see when we are changing the information, the not only the information, the images are changing, but here the entire squad is changing, and we have put captain on top here. So for example, you can see for Punjab Kings, Rajasthan Royal, Chennai Super King. So you will be able to see who will lead the team this time. And the data set that we have is like this. So we have collected this data set from multiple sources. We also have images related information. So if you need the data set, we will provide link to this data set in the description so that you can download it. So now let's get started with it. So the data sets or files that we are going to use in this project are two files. One is IPL complete squads full.xl. What I have done, I have collected this data where in the first column you have the team name, in the second column you have the player name, and if the player is captain then 1, otherwise 0. So it is written like this, right? We have 207 rows here. Next, other file that we have is teamlogo.xl file. So in the teamlogo.xl file we have information of uh, team logos and player images. So here is the team logo file where you have the same team names here, logo, captain image, code 1 and code 2. All the images used in this particular project are from official websites of IPL or respective franchises. So all image credit goes to them. This code 1 and code 2 is just a hexadecimal color code that we can use for different type of conditional formatting, which we will see later. Now we will open Power BI desktop, click on Excel workbook and load the first sheet where we have the full squad name here. So here we have a table and a sheet, so it will show up here. So you can either select the table 1 is also the same thing. So we can select table and we have the names here. We will simply load, and in the second file where we have the images, that is optional, we can also load team logo file where we have these things. Now here also we can select the sheet 1 which we want to load here. So now both these are loaded and you can see this is images. So here we will simply write images and here we will write players. So we have to print the whole squad here. Now come to the table view, and in the table view where you have logo and captain image, you have to choose the data category as image URL, and here also you have to choose the data category as image URL. Okay, then only it will be read as an image when we will use table view. And what we can use is in slicer, in table, or in a matrix visual, these images can be displayed. Now we will simply add a text here which will say IPL team squad information or whatever you want to write here. So we will write IPL 2025 team squad information, and we will simply you know align it to center, use a text size like 28, make it bold. We can also increase the size like 32 and just increase the size there. And we can choose any color, for example this blue color here. So, and for this text box, as we have done in many previous videos, we can enable visual border and shadow. If you want to display information in a better way, we can also, for example, we can bring it to footer, and we can also put team logos here. So we can go to insert tab and use image, and these are the team logos. And as we mentioned earlier, all these team logos belong to their respective franchises. Here also, if you want to put it in a full width, you can do it like that. And you can go to style section. You can use this fill style. So now it will be full width. And if you want to give some effects like a shadow, you can use it like that. Okay. Since we have fewer information to share, so we can simply keep this space. Next thing, we have players information. So now we will create a matrix chart here. Okay. And in the matrix chart, we will put approximately this size. And on this side, we will use some filters and images. So here what we have to do, like for example, we have rows, right? And we have columns in a matrix chart. So in rows and columns, what we are going to do, we are going to put player name. Okay, we'll use player name like this. In rows, in team name, same. Okay, and we will use is captain. So is captain will be given as 0 and 1. Okay, when you will put all data in row, you will see this type of expand and collapse button. If you want, you can also bring them in values. So for example, here we will simply bring the is captain as a value. So now you will see whether it is a is captain 1 or 0. Okay, here we can also bring the team name in values, so that we don't have to expand and collapse every time. So we can bring the team name as value. So now we have this information, and here we will simply try to increase the font size here. So we can go to format your visual in values. Font size is 10 currently. We will make it at least 14. And this is headers. In headers also, and first of all, the text color we will use is this color. For different teams, you can see an alternating text is there. If you want to change the alternating text, you can change from here. Okay, so this is values, and these are headers. So one is a column header and one is a row header. So these are column headers. For column headers also, we will use the same thing, and text color we will select this, make it bold. If you want to choose any other color, you can select that as well. And then we also have the column headers or row headers, sorry. So in row headers also we'll use the same thing, make it bold and 14. So we have the information, and this is given as sum as is captain, right? So we we can simply write it as is captain 0 or 1. First of all, rename as is captain, or we can do some kind of calculation also. Okay. So although I could have written yes and no easily here, but just to teach the use of conditional column here. So what we have done here is click here and create a new column. Okay, and in that new column, you have to write this. So first you have to use the switch function. In the switch function, you will write your expression, because the result of this value will either be true or false, right? So that's why we write true here as expression. So that means we are saying if this particular thing is true, then write yes, otherwise write no. So when you will see here, if we select only yes values. So you can see for Gujarat Titans Shubman Gill, Delhi Capitals Akshar Patel, Punjab Shreyas, and so on. You can see here for Lucknow Super Giants Rishabh Pant. So make sure it is appearing correctly. So this will be the calculated column here. Now, so instead of writing is captain, right, that we have selected here, if you want, you can also bring the captain value simply, like whether this captain yes or no, and we can then arrange it like this. Like you can arrange all captains, you can arrange by team name, whatever you want to do here you can select. Now after doing this we will simply go here in general tab in effects. We will enable some shadow and border here, and this is squad list. So we will simply enable title here and write team squad or player list, whatever you want to call it. And this is something we will, let's use this color here and align in center, make it bold, use a little bit higher font size here. So this is our team squad name, and we have the player name and everything. Now the next thing is we will use another table chart here, and in the table chart, okay, let's see whether it will work or not. First we will try that. So in, and before that, since we know that the team name here, okay, and the team name here are both same, the team and team. So if you will go to modeling tab, you will see that it has already recognized that the team name and team are same. If in the relationship settings, if the relationship is not existing, so what you can do, you can take the name here and drag it here and create the relationship. But in our case it is already there. If you cannot see, then you can let Power BI know that these two names are common. Now we will again click table, and we want to show it like this. So here we can show, we can go to the, first of all what we have to do in this table view, we have to drag the captain images. When you will drag captain images, you will see all the captain images here, right? Next thing what we can do is we can resize these images to appear in the full width, and for that what we will do, we will go to the format your visual setting, and we have image size. So first in general properties, the width is 341. So we will go to image setting, and I will try to show something like 320. Okay, now you can see it is appearing in the full width. So this is captain image, and I will just make sure that one image appears at a time. Obviously when we will apply filter, it will automatically show. Here we can go here in general settings and enable effect like shadow and visual border, and we can also show team name and team squad, for which we will apply filter. And for that what we can do here, we can create a simple card here. In this card we will display the team name, the selected team name. Okay, so here we will add field, and we will drag the team name. So it is appearing as this. So we will simply, first of all we can make its size like this, or we can also reduce the size. Well, this formatting, positioning settings are something that you can do as per your own liking. Let's try 35 or further reduce it. So that it appears like this. This is category label. So we will not show category label because it is understood what it is showing. In callout value, we can make it bold. We can choose a different color. Now here you can see we have a conditional formatting. So what we are going to do here in format style, we will select field value, and we will go to images and we will select code 1. So in the file that you can see here, okay, in the captain images file, so in the images file you can see code 1 and code 2 are some hexadecimal color codes. Okay, for example FFD700. If you will simply do a Google search, you can see it's this yellow color for Chennai Super Kings, right? So this is put here. Similarly for Delhi Capitals and etc. So based on their primary jersey color, this color will be created. So what we have done here is we will simply use field value, and you can select the first code 1. Summarization will be first because we are just selecting the some code value here. Click OK. Now we have to add a filter here. So we will add a slicer, and in the slicer we will add team name. Okay, so here we will add team from the second one, the images one. So we will add the team name here, and you can see we have all the values here. So we have blank, so we can go to filter here. Team name is all. We will select all but blank. Okay, so we have this, and now we will go here, and in general setting we will enable the title, and in visual we will disable the header, and in the title we will call it select team. So one has to select team to view squad. So now we can also, so we can change the heading font and size etc here. Like we can give users instruction on selecting the team. This is slicer. So when you will select Chennai, you will see Chennai's captain and color written in obviously their theme color. Now you can see here. So whenever we will change the team name here, you can see their captain image and their name will appear here. So as I said, we can actually make it full screen here, and whatever space we have here also we can apply the same kind of styling, so it looks nicer, and we can increase its height. So in team name, if you want, you can display as a tile also, like in your slicer setting. In your selection we will enable, we have only single select enabled. Otherwise if we have multiple select enabled, we can do that, but in multiple select enabled, what will happen, let's say we are selecting both Chennai and this, so we will see both images, right? For comparison, yes, we can do that, but since we are just creating IPL 25 team squads information or team squad information, so we will just do it like that. So single select or multiple select based on your choice, you can enable here. We can also have a tile here, so we can give the names as a tile. So if you want, you can select this information. Okay, we can also increase its height here, and for example here. Now for example for Royal Challenges Bengaluru, you can see captain image is appearing but not, name is not appearing, and the reason for that may be because the name, there is a name difference between two files. So you can see here that in this file it is saved as Royal Challenges Bangalore. The name was changed, so we can do it as Royal Challengers Bangalore. We can change it here, or we can change it in the second file. So we will press Control F here, replace find what Royal Challengers Bangalore, and replace all. Now we will make the changes here and just refresh. So you can see now the squad is back. So however you want to display your select team, whether as a tile or as a, you know, vertical list or a drop down, you can select here. Okay, So let's show it as a vertical list with bigger values. Sorry for the noise. We can also increase the padding here, and we can also change the font color to something more interesting. Okay, so this is what we can do here. Let's disable the filter, and now our IPL 2025 team squad information dashboard is ready. Now we can do one more thing here. So for example, if you want to show team logo also, so we can do one more thing here. We can just reduce it height. Let's select longer names here. Okay, they are appearing. So what we can do, we can create another small card here. So we will introduce a table here and try to fit it in this section. Okay, and for this particular card, we first we will drag the logo which we selected as an image. In logo, first we will go and disable something. For example, it is given as logo style preset is default. So we will select none or minimal. Let me select. It is given as this. What if I say for this visual as blank? So what I have done here is I have just repositioned it. So either you use a matrix visual or a table visual, you will be able to see the images when added in the rows. And here in general, we have disabled the background. So to make it transparent, so we can show it anywhere, you can see. And here also we have the information, so we can simply align it on top. So, and we have just used the, for this, the header that we have used is just a dot, like rename for this visual as a dot or a blank. You cannot use blank here, so I just used a dot. Obviously there are more efficient ways of doing this, so you can select accordingly. So now let's verify. We select Chennai. So first we have to, yeah, cancel. Let me see, there is something else happening. So maybe that logo is selected, that's why. Let me clear all the filters. So it is cleared, you can see now, right? You will select this and you will be able to see the logo appearing dynamically for each player. So this is a simple IPL 2025 team squad information dashboard that we created with the help of multiple tables, and you can also try it and analyze and pick your team for your fantasy games or whatever you prefer. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.